you are a career mode nerd like them, or like me, then Christmas came early for us in FC26. EA just blew up career mode in FC26. And this isn't the usual tiny slider change here. We are talking life challenges, deeper simulation, and even a minus 20-point deduction setting. So here's the deal. I'm breaking down the 10 settings you must change the moment you start your career mode. And at the end, I'll drop a few bonus pro tips that even the sweatiest managers might just miss. So let's make you the smartest FC26 manager out there, and hopefully not the first one to get sacked by Christmas. Alright, starting off with number 10, it is understanding the revamped settings. EA added and reorganized a ton of toggles in FC26. The manager market, I would say leave it on. This is how managers, including you, move between clubs. You can even set realism to be default, tough, or relaxed. Squad customization, this is a new twist. You can actually start with injury, suspensions, or even release players before your save begins. You want to mimic real life? Then injure an Arsenal midfielder, let's say for 6 weeks, right from the start. Points deduction. Now this is new in FC26. You can start your team with up to a 20-point penalty, like a real PSR breach punishment. Alright, so my overall recommendations for this setting is that you can keep the manager market on, deeper simulation, keep it on, financial takeover, leave it off, and set training to manual plus automatic. Then if you want realism, you can add an injury or a suspension and that your team is facing in real life, or hit yourself with the points deduction if you want even a harder challenge. Number 9 is the authenticity features. Now FC26 has finally fixed the old simulation mode problem. It's gone. Now replaced with authentic gameplay. And this is one of the most important changes that makes the game feel like real football. In order to toggle this on, just head to quick settings, then game type settings, and you'll be able to see 3 choices: custom, competitive, and authentic. Custom lets you tweak literally everything: sprint speed, pass error, shot error, you name it. Competitive, this is the FUT style preset. Every slider is stuck at 50, high tempo, gamified, goals flying in from literally anywhere. And then comes authentic. Now this is the big one. It has replaced simulation mode from FC25. Authentic automatically turns on authenticity features, realistic fatigue, smarter AI, authentic player reactions, wind effects are medium with weather effects are on, and the sliders for speed, shooting, passing, and injuries are tuned with more errors built in, so that the game feels like a broadcasted match and not like pinball. Now here is my recommendation for this setting. Leave the authentic on at all times. Don't overthink it, don't dial it back. The authentic setting makes FC26 feel like actual football to an extent. If you want to tinker later, you can go into custom, but never start your career on competitive unless you're chasing those sweaty FUT vibes in the career mode. So number 8 is the AI behavior. AI in FC26 has finally gotten smarter, but you need to pick how. You can go to the game settings and choose between tactical, dynamic, or custom. Tactical means teams keep their identity but still surprise you when you play them more than once. Dynamic gives much more variety, and teams might end up losing their authenticity to an extent. What I would recommend is pick tactical, otherwise Liverpool might suddenly play like Burnley, and nobody wants that fever dream. Promote authenticity. At number 7 comes team sheets and save tactics. And this is somewhat of a pro tip most players might skip, which is creating multiple team sheets. In FC26, the AI adapts mid-match, so if you don't have a backup tactic ready, you might get outcoached. In order to do this, once you've started your career mode, just go to the squad tab, team management, and then tactics. To edit your default tactic, just select it and make changes. Now to create a brand new one, scroll left, hit new tactic, and set up your formation, player roles, instructions, just like how you would in your default tactics. Now when you're done, press the triangle on your PS5 controller, and that will activate your new tactic. Your role 1 becomes inactive, but you can switch between them anytime. Now, in a match, you can either pause or go to team management, or just flick the D-pad to instantly swap between your tactics. Now let's say if a tactic is not working out for you, just hit the square and delete it, or go into manage tactics and remove it completely. My recommendation would be to set up at least 3 tactics: balanced, all-out attack, and defensive mode. That way when the FC26's AI turns the screw, you don't panic pause. You just flip a switch and adapt like what real managers might do, unless you are a fan of Ruben Amorim and you just want to stick to your system. Now at number 6 is original mode in the manager career mode. The FC26 has refreshed the way you can start your career mode. Inside original mode, you get 2 ways to begin: a fresh new season or a live start points, which is pretty much similar to how the default career mode was in FC25. So when you click on the original career, from the main menu, the game will drop you into the live start points by default. If you don't want to start at live start points, just hit the back button and choose a fresh new season. This is the classic reset. You can pick any real manager or creator own. Say you choose Ruben Amorim at Manchester United, you'll see the club history, expectations, and the board snapshot before you advance and enter the career settings. Now, if you want to stay in the live start points mode, you can pick a team and then choose a date to drop into their actual season. For example, if you go to Spain, select Real Madrid, and at the top of the screen, you will see 4 available dates. Use the R button on your PS5 controller to scroll through the dates. Each date shows the league table, fixtures, and points tally updated to that particular moment. Pick the date you want, confirm, and you'll start your save right there with the real life context built in. My recommendation, if you want the classic long rebuild, always go fresh new season. But if you want instant impact, use the live start points, because nothing beats taking over mid-season with real tables with the pressure already baked in. At number 5 is extra simulated leagues. Here's one of the biggest upgrades in FC26 career mode. For the first time, you can simulate extra leagues with full stats, transfers, and competitions running alongside your own league. When you are setting up manager career, you can just go into the quick settings, scroll to the deeper simulation, and turn it on. From there, you'll get to pick up to 5 extra leagues. Each one you add will be fully detailed: goals, assists, leagues, clean sheets, transfers, everything, just like your main league. For example, slot in League 1, Bundesliga, Serie A, Liga Portugal, and La Liga. Now those leagues will run in sync with your save, with their own transfer markets and stats. Now, a very important side note, you can't change these leagues mid-save. So pick carefully before you hit advance. The right-hand side of the menu will show you the confirmed list of leagues that you have selected. My recommendation would be to always max it out. The more leagues you simulate, the more alive the transfer market feels and the more realistic the scouting becomes. Always be strategic as well. If you love signing from Portugal, include Liga Portugal. If you want to choose wonder kids, add League 1. Fill all 5 slots and your career mode world will feel massive. At number 4 is the manager market. This is pretty much new in FC26. You are not the only one moving. Managers now have careers too. There is nothing to toggle for manager movement in simulated clubs. It's pretty much baked in. But for your manager, navigate to general settings before you start the career and scroll to manager market, toggle it on, and select the realism you prefer. Leave it at default or go relaxed so you can land your dream move easily. Your reputation, success, and failures decide if you get poached, sacked, or ignored. Now, my pro tip will be your tactical vision and playing style will dictate whether you can apply for the managerial position in different clubs. So be wary when selecting a tactical play when you're starting your career. Now, at number 3 comes historical stats and data-driven scouting. Scouting in FC26 finally feels somewhat real. Thanks to deeper simulation, you now get additional player data, full historical stats for players across the simulated leagues that you've chosen before. This adds a layer of enhanced realism when building your own squad. Now, before you start your save, go into your career mode settings, quick settings, turn on deeper simulation, and just like we covered earlier, pick up to 5 leagues you want fully simulated. For example, Bundesliga, League 1, Serie A, La Liga, and let's say the Saudi Pro League. Once you advance and start your career, here's where it shines. Go to the transfer section and open your scouts. When you select a scouted player, you will now see a player data tab with historical stats. For example, appearances, yellow cards, assists, and goals from last season. At the top, you can switch between competition stats. You can scroll with R1 to see performance in Premier League, Champions League, Carabao Cup, etc. from your PS5 controller, or the total stats for that player's all competition record. Now, this only works for leagues included in your deeper simulation and the players playing in those leagues who may be transferred to the other leagues as well. If you didn't add the league, you won't see those stats. My recommendation will be to always max out your simulated leagues. Stats will tell you the story, which overall won't. Let's say a 74-rated striker who scored 20 goals in League 1 last year, that's your hidden gem. Don't just sign the numbers, sign performers. Now, at number 2 comes unexpected events and decision points. FC26 finally gives career mode real drama. With unexpected events on, your season will throw curveballs that force you to manage like a real coach under pressure. Before starting your save, go into your career mode settings, general settings, scroll down to unexpected events, and toggle it on. Now, you can also set the frequency. Low will be fewer events in a season, but they can still be big. Think Everton. Medium will be multiple events per season, mix of small and large, think Arsenal, and high will be constant challenges at every stage of the year, think Manchester United, These events range from dressing room problems to boardroom changes, and once you set it, you can't change it mid-save. My recommendation will be to always leave it on. It brings color to your career mode, and for beginners, maybe you can start with low, but for most players, medium should be the sweet spot for balance between realism and chaos. Now, at number 1, the most revolutionary update the career mode has ever had, which is the Manager Live Hub. The Manager Live Hub completely changes how you play with the dynamic challenges, new objectives, and even icons or heroes injected into your saves. It's not just a new menu, it's a new way of playing career mode. When you go to select your manager career, you can select live mode, and at the top you will see multiple tabs: starter challenges, for you challenges, domestic, popular, and even pre-order challenges. Each challenge has custom conditions. For example, off to a flyer requires you to win your first 5 league games, but you can't quick sim and transfers are limited to loans only. Or maybe you can try League Glory. Win a Continental Cup by August of 2028. That gives you 3 in-game seasons to pull it off. But if challenges aren't your thing, you can just scroll to the end of the For You tab and start a full career with an authentic club, or create your own club, or even a squad boosted by unlocked icons and heroes. Once you load into a challenge, head to the Office tab, Objectives. You will see 2 sets of goals: the regular board expectations and a separate challenge objective, like being top of the league by Christmas with no more than 5 losses and restarts disabled. Fail it and your challenge run is over. My recommendation, don't skip this. Live Hub is where FC26 truly feels new. If you're just testing, maybe you start with a starter challenge. If you want long-term pressure, go for a domestic or a European Glory. And if you're burnt out on classic career mode, these challenges give you a reason to keep coming back. Now, for all of you watching, I've got a bonus point for you, which is navigating the new manager market. This is where you can take complete control of your managerial career. In your career mode, once you've started it, head to the Office tab and the Manager Market. Here, you will see a list of clubs with details like dominant tactics. Example, Fulham has counter-attacking tactic, job security, which is safe or unstable, etc., and the hiring likelihood, which is impossible, possible, or absolutely certain that you will get hired in that particular club. You can scroll with your R button in your PS5 controller to switch leagues, or hit triangle to jump straight into a competition like La Liga, for example. Let's say Real Sociedad might show safe security, standard tactics, and certain hiring likelihood. Press square to add clubs to your watch list and then track the openings. You can use your R1 on your PS5 controller to view your watch list tab and square again to remove a club. Finally, you can press R3 to check manager transfer history. This shows which managers have moved between clubs as the season unfolds. If a manager is stable, the apply button will be grayed out for your new job positions. But once the security drops, you can apply for the jobs in your watch list. My recommendation, check this menu as often as you would check your LinkedIn profile when applying for jobs. You can add the jobs to your watch list, stock openings, and apply when the time's right. Don't just wait to be sacked. That's how you build a real managerial career, instead of being stuck at one club forever. Now, if you've made it to this far in the video, you now officially belong to the FC26 Career Mode Knowledge Club. And as a reward, you have unlocked a few more bonus tips that most players might just miss or just look past. My first bonus tip is toggle on quick sim and sim matches. Now, simulating matches using calendar is not by default or baked in. When you start a save, just ensure to flick it on in the settings if you are looking for an S2G style career mode simulation. The second bonus point is the youth tournaments. If you play youth tournaments, you can now use substitutions and big clubs get upgraded stadiums. It matters for development and gives additional dimensions to the youth tournaments in your career mode. And my third bonus point will be to create a player hack. You can build your player, then move them to free agents in edit teams, scout and sign them later like a real wonder kid. Totally legit, totally not cheating. Alright, that's enough knowledge bombs for one video. If you made it to the end of this video, you're officially more prepared for FC26 career mode than half the managers out there. And hey, if you want to see me actually suffer through all of this, check out my 30-day challenge to the Champions League series, which I am continuing in FC25 right now. But trust me, it's where all the settings go from theory to absolute chaos. Like the video if you've learned something new, hit the subscribe or comment your favorite setting out of the 10 listed, and you can join me for more FC26 madness, because let's be honest, this year we're all trying not to get sacked by Christmas.